Welcome back, everyone, to the Andbox Battle of the Boroughs. Golden Boy and Monster D-Face here, as we've been commentating all the action across all the different regions here in the New York, New Jersey area. We have some updates for what is going on with the first region we covered, which was the super region of Bronx, Yonkers, or not Yonkers, upstate New York, you know what I mean, Staten Island, Manhattan. And here are the players that qualified. It's going to be the God Team, Staten Islanders, Chop Cheese, Stable Discord, Free Cash, Abassi Nation, Swift, and the Authority.
You gotta love it right there. And there's a few more slots up for grabs, of course. And this is just the Manhattan, upstate Staten Island, Bronx region, this super region. The God Team, though, we knew they'd come out on top. That's your boy, Baby Gonzo, right there in the squad right there. So these guys, this region in specific, the Bronx right now is coming in strong. They're looking very, very much fit for the crown here for the Battle of the Boroughs.
Yeah, so we got some Bronx representation, some Staten Island love over there as well. In Manhattan, we have Free Cash representing the Manhattan region. That was Magnolia, Sway, and Minnie. Then let me see here. I'm trying to find for Staten Island. So Staten Island, we had Abassi Nation, as well as the Staten Islanders. So huge shout outs to them. Upstate New York even saw some love with Swift. That is, and also the Authority and Chop Cheese. So well done by everyone involved. I believe, I'm trying to see here, but I believe the only team representing for the Bronx is the God Team. So wow, we almost missed the cut there, Monster.
Hey, we're the best or not relevant. So yeah,
fair enough. It's just like the Yankees. It's just like the Yankees. We're either the best team in the game, or we just get bottomed out at the end of the season. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Anyway, so yes. So congratulations to all those teams. They have qualified, and they will be moving on to our grand finals and playing for $35,000 next week right here on this channel. So make sure you follow, let people know what's going on. If you're a New Yorker, there's no reason why you shouldn't be watching. If you're in New York and you love Fortnite, you should be watching this right now. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot of you out there. So, you know, clearly get out here and support. But you see it right there. Up next is going to be Queens Heat number 3. We've had multiple winners coming out of this region, Monster, and it's kind of been a bit of a wild ride.
So far, Queens division, the Queens region has been the most shake up, right? Not too many crazy notable names in the Queens division, and you're seeing that. That's probably why we're seeing new names come out. So with Queens specifically, there could be a lot of rising stars in there. Those are the guys that have to put up the biggest fight. But again, they have their own region for a reason. There's a lot of interest and population and players playing for Queens. So kind of impressive.
Yeah. A lot of players playing out of Queens, and not a lot of names that I recognize too, which is a plus, because it means that now you have an opportunity to make a name for yourself, not only within the competitive Fortnite community, but also within regional Fortnite too, because all these players, they all live in this area or in the New York, New Jersey area, and thus it's almost like an old school Smash, right? Like when Smash Brothers was all about regionality. You had players in different states. Halo 1 was the same way too. Regionality was always so important, where players were coming out of and where they were going to be competing and representing. So hey, it's all in good fun and for some decent cash as well. So with Queens starting up here in a little bit, we'll be jumping to the action in a few moments. We thank you so much for joining us here. Monster, we are going to be looking at Jersey in a few, and Jersey has 8 spots up for grabs in their region. Queens has 7 spots. So are we saying that statistically speaking, Jersey's better than Queens here? You know?
Hey, listen. Jersey's in their own lane, all right? They don't call it Dirty Jersey for no reason, all right? And Queens, Queens is it really even a borough? Like, do we count? Like, they're in there with us, but they're on the outer edge. So between Queens and Jersey, they're in their own little section over there. We're gonna keep them over there, let them keep doing their thing. But I am interested to see Jersey compete, because honestly, Jersey's like the home of zero ping. So it is gonna be some serious, like, whoever pops off in Jersey is probably gonna be maybe the scariest team, like one of the more impressive ones that we see. I can see those lobbies thinning out real quick, because if there's a squad in there running through with zero ping, it's gonna go crazy.
Jersey is the land of zero ping. Hey, If Jersey's got to be good for something, you might as well be that, right? I mean, there's not much way you could say, not much better things you could say about New Jersey. They're okay. They're all right. The reason why I'm warming up to it is because I'm looking for some houses, and Jersey's become a contender. So
sell out. He's selling out.
I'm not selling out. Okay, you just can't buy a house in New York, and there's no world I'm moving to Staten Island.
Yeah,
so
don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, come on. So I'm just trying to warm up. Getting their good graces a little bit, right? Maybe because here's the thing, Monster. If I can get like fiber internet out there, I'm just saying, it's a W. It's a W across the board.
I glanced over in chat. Someone said, "Where is New Jersey?"
Where is New Jersey? Well,
that's everything. That's everything you need to know about Jersey, right there, guys.
Some people say that New Jersey is, and I'm not saying that I'm saying this. I'm saying that I have heard others refer to New Jersey as such. It is known as the armpit of America. Not because it's. My wife came in and she gave me a very judgy look. I've heard people say this before. I don't believe it because obviously I'm trying to get a house in New Jersey, and New Jersey is a beautiful place. But it could be because the Meadowlands are a little stinky. That's about it. I've gotten out there for a WrestleMania or two in the past, so
you haven't taken a drive through Swanson, Florida. That is not a pleasant.
Fair enough. And if there's one thing we all can universally agree upon, is that we will make fun of Florida all together. And that's the American way. There you go. People from Jersey right now are tight. They're tight.
They ain't having it. They ain't having it.
They ain't having it, man. They ain't having it. I respect it. All right, well, here we go. Heat number 3 for Queens. Here's Marksman, who I believe was the last player left alive before he was wiped away. So they finished top 2, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they did. It was right on top of there with Luna and Swift. Playing that end game, moving around down there. Rough, though. Rough for them to not have some serious mythic loot, right? And this is, in my opinion, if you're not playing for one of the major POIs, you're really not playing for first place, And you kind of saw it unfold game after game. I think every single squad that we followed so far, come those end games, is really the ones that had the dominant loadouts, whether it be the grappler or getting that caddy corner. That's just the name of Fortnite right now, competitive. It's always been like that too, if you really think about it. You date back to the days when, remember the creatures that Fortnite had running around?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like back in the day when Retail Row had all those creatures, that was the best spot. That's why Mongrel, what was it, the MMB, Mongrel, Metro, and Benji Fishy, one of the best EU teams, but it was because they dominated the best location in the game. So you become king of the best locations, your likelihood of taking over the lobby is pretty high.
Yeah, there was a point in time where in competitive Fortnite, and this came with a lot of the additions that had spun up, right? Where it was about taking ownership of an area because you like playing in that area, and it still is like that to an extent. But now with the mythic weapons or with the shadow, what do they call those? The shadow or the crystal creatures or something like that. Basically the husks that were coming in. Now with the marauders and all that stuff, like the priority has, for a lot of players, changed substantially because you want to be able to get the best possible loot. It's going to help you out in that end game.
Is what it is. And that's the thing, right? Fortnite's always changing. The map's always changing. You can't get too comfortable. The moment you get comfortable, that's where the frustration comes in. You get left behind. Looking up here, though. Lemflem, Cheesy, T-Man getting their shine at the main show, the big stage here. You can see the lobby already. Players getting dropped. The heavy Marauder is going to find Chase. Talk about Marauders bringing issues. You can see right there, that's already one of them. Here's Immortality's Evasion, though. Evasion and Nostalgia looking off in the distance. This is your team that took the victory royale in the previous game right here.
Yep.
Already pressuring players even at max distance. They're not playing around.
trying to find these guys where they are, because
on the map, or?
No, like it, or like their team name here. Oh, okay, they're called Defend. That's their team name. All right.
What do you rate their team name?
You know, it's fine. It's better. I would have liked a lot of these players to come in with very just New York style names, right? But I have to also understand that a lot of these players are young. They probably and it's Queens. You know,
and it's Queens.
There really isn't much. Even though Queens does have, I believe, one of the largest Peruvian populations. I know this because my wife is Peruvian. And that food slaps. So if you ever happen to, if you're in Queens or you ever find yourself in Queens and you want to think what's a good cuisine to have, Peruvian. Just point your finger at something in the menu. I guarantee you'll enjoy it.
And don't forget the Inca Cola to walk down.
But don't forget the Inca Cola. That's right, man. That Inca Cola is fire. What makes me happy is that we're seeing the Inca Cola more now in stores. Like before, I used to only be able to go to like specific bodegas to get that soda. Now it's everywhere. So let's go. Peruvians on the come up. Respect.
Top tier eats right there for sure. There's Invidious, Soul, Chase. These are your guys that took the 20 bomb for game 1. Where do they land? They're just coming out of Caddy's Corner. Do they have Caddy's Corner's loot as well? I think it's actually glanced through the loadout when that happened, but if they do, you couple that with the fact that they just picked up a free launch pad from the drop, that's going to be crazy for them. Here's a rare occurrence, a fight breaking out on a little island right here, Golden Boy.
Yeah, not something you're going to see all the time. And Tenzin had the pepper too, so he had that little hot pepper speed that was helping him be able to mess up some of the timings against opponent. Tenzin does get on top though. Now we'll have control, but it's going to get tagged up just a little bit. Sent down low here, but there's Maze to back his teammate up there, taking out T-Man now, just leaving him. This one player still standing. Goes in for the edit. Oh, but it's going to get bodied there by Lemflem, who had the charge, and he was ready for it.
And if you're ever wondering, attack versus charge, who comes out on top, that gives you a little indicator that the charge shotgun will punish when it lands every single time without a mark. All you have to do is hit the shot. Here goes another follow-up right here. A little bit of a miss from Maze. It's okay. He's got this guy down and out right now with no HP. He comes a little high ground. Great cones right there to put pause on the ramps. And the wall control as well. Great follow-up for Maze. Lemflem goes down with enough time to save the teammate.
Yep. Clutch there. We'll be bringing back Tenzin and can get the reboot card, hopefully, to bring Bowmaster back into the game. By the way, a level 225 Bowmaster, you do not want to mess with that guy.
And you guys know he's maxed out. He's got the grind. Speaking of which, I was thinking about getting into a new MMO. Have you found any new ones? Were you the one? Were you on the hunt recently?
I was. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 on stream lately. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I enjoy it. I like Final Fantasy. You know, World of Warcraft always is a good time too. You can't really go wrong with that. Yeah. There's a few out there. MMOs are great. It's just like fun time sinks. You know.
I was thinking about. I was like leaning towards Elder Scrolls maybe or something.
Yeah, our producer Will actually came from Guild Wars. As a matter of fact, yeah. So Guild Wars, that game actually is still going on. Yeah, Elder Scrolls ain't bad either. I've been seeing Summit play it quite a bit. Elder Scrolls is fun if you don't play MMOs all that much. Actually, Elder Scrolls isn't all that bad because you can solo it. So kind of like the way that these guys over here are trying to isolate these players and get these eliminations.
Soul's cranking right now. This is you guys again. They took the first. Yeah, they took that game 1. You can see this is how they're racking up their points. They're finding these serious solo fights to take on the side of the map right now. Retail Row completely uncontested outside of the fact that it's just these teams here. It's just them and the good old-fashioned 3v3 mid game right here. Big punishment coming in from Invidious though, and a trade shot on the side, and that's going to be the knock as well. He only held that shot for a split second, but the damage ramps and scales so fast. You can see how that plays out. Here comes a quick shakedown though. Chase is gonna get that info. And here there is. That's the marker. They know exactly where it's at. It's the closest opponent to him as well. Takes the wall and the follow-up. There it is. GG's little Drake dance right there. Oh man, sissy slide.
Like a million of these dances is crazy. I can't keep up with all of them.
I find it crazy that like they have the actual Drake music in this one though.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, you didn't hear it? It's a little right foot up.
Oh my god.
If he sat there and played it, we all get DMCA, just FYI. So it's the actual song.
I think Andbox will be okay. I trust. Oh, Grouchy. He had no chance.
Sitting out in the open like that.
Probably had no builds either.
Yeah, it's looking like a fight that probably lasts a little too long for the team here. Yeah, this entire team is on shambles here. No HP, no shield. All wiped up. There's another team coming in from the western side of Loot Lake. Or Lazy Lake here. It looks like they're moving in pretty quickly as well. Focus right on the two teammates that are just on the outside there. Dylan and Moth. Here it is. A couple shots being exchanged now. I don't think they've seen him though. He might be focusing on a different solo here. No. Here comes the recoup. Get him back together now.
Yeah, the worst thing that can happen for all of these players is if you get separated from your teammates early on and then you get isolated, picked off before you even know it, like things just start to go real poorly, and then at that point it's just everything is falling apart. Try and play around one another.
I was gonna say, throwing down a couple shots right now. Not looking to really jump down and give up their location. This is a bad spot to be standing on because the way the buildings work around this weird structure he's on. Lucky for him though, the sniper's not going to connect the headshot. No initiator there. Just a few tags. But again, the same pathing that they just gave up, there's already another squad taking it. So multiple teams now here on the back portion. It might be worth it for them to get out while they can, yes, before more players come in. Because the longer they sit here, the more likely they are to get held out to the storm in the long run.
Yeah.
It's only zone 2.
Yeah, there's still some time here, but it's just the fact that they're staying in one area for so long. Everyone else is going to be taking up a lot more space. They're going to be getting better items, you know. You're just kind of limiting your options, and then what happens if the circle doesn't end up working for you? If you play too safe of a game, it could really bite you in the butt in the end.
Another drop down below being contested by multiple players. Here's Taken. They had such a they were having such a great run. So the fact that they have that chug jug with no elims tells us that they were landing at the Fortilla, playing off those major POIs. You asked a question earlier, how good is the mythic chug jug? It's pretty good. These team-based game modes. Like right now, I could just drink it, right? For like that 30 HP. You're really thinking about it.
It's not something that you'll necessarily take advantage of in the end game, but you're fine right now, you know, because you have time to work with. You can share it amongst your peers and just see if you can give yourself a little bit more to work with now. Team that ended up winning out in the last game, Evasion and Immortality, along with Nostalgia, is going to be isolated by himself. And shot sent out from Evasion, doesn't quite connect, but it's going to send that player back for a moment and slow things here. Like the way these guys though are checking all their angles, playing very cautiously. They know that there are players above them. They're actually hearing this one currently. Evasion tries to go in for this one. Pressure is going to come on though, as they're going to just section themselves off into another box. Quick builds here from Evasion, living up to the name for sure. So if they get into this box, Mortality and Evasion, if they trapdoor them, for example, they would have both been able to punish instantly. It's not going to happen though.
And be making those Yu-Gi-Oh references.
What do you mean trapdoor? Trapdoor's not a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. It's just a trapdoor.
Little trap card, you know what I'm saying?
No, okay, a trap card. That's different. That's a whole different thing.
I guess
yeah, you're right.
Boomer. on the boomer. I hear a trap. I'm like, hey, trap card.
Trap card.
Little trap hole right there.
So Taken and Tiny Jelly are going to abandon this hill. They're moving closer to that bridge.
Which reminds me, I had a crazy collection that just went missing, you know? Unfortunate.
Oh, of your cards? Yeah, actually, the card. So back when I was in high school, I used to play card for card at cafeteria. And so if you won, you'd be able to pick a card out of the deck. So I built my deck entirely off of the cards of other people. So it was like I called it my graveyard deck because it was all the people that I beat, and I lost it. You hate to see it.
Oh no!
I have no idea where those cards are these days.
I
had like a Frost Monarch and a few other really sick cards. I had a full Monarch set, which was sick, and I just lost everything.
Crazy, man. Time it takes to gather up like a real nice collection, you know. You could just buy one, right? But it's nothing like gathering it, right? Like the years you play.
Oh yeah. From the fallen, opponents, right? It was like my badge of honor. By the way, I don't know if you saw, but Aqua went for an ambitious shot there and did connect with it, which prompted that team to have to build out and defend themselves.
He's getting kind of close here. Again, I'm kind of surprised that Taken, Awk, and Tiny Jelly haven't actually found some serious frags, man. They were doing so good that previous game. You think they were so aggressive, but here comes the nade spam. It's Altop from off in the distance. It's the same squad I beat here, Altop and Chase, that we saw coming through Lazy Lake. They gave them a break and let them rotate for free through Lazy. Now it looks like they're paying the price for that. Paying the price right here. The grenades all perfectly connecting there and wipe out a full team. Chase has to leave. Yes, use the shockwaves to go in and disengage now, but he's gonna be the target here. He's such an easy target. They know he's by himself. Trying to get to this building now where he can farm up some more material, recycle the insides. Pretty much his last hope, honestly.
Yeah, just staying alive. If you're able to stay alive long enough, you'll start to get into double-digit point earning territory. Is it going to be enough for them? Is the question. I don't know. This team did win out in the first game, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, this is the Chase that took the first game. This is the other Chase in the lobby here. Chase, Abid, and Altaf. I only caught a brief glimpse of them rotating through Lazy Lake. Now all of a sudden they're actually turning up here. 4 eliminations and a strong loadout. Mythic. Okay, wait a second. They have kits. They have the Mythic shock in here. Oh yeah, right, because they just nade spam that team out. So this is a huge inventory swing in their favor.
Well, just to kind of paint a little picture for everyone here, this team, Chase's team, QGTMB, there's 2 teams. There's the A and then the B team. So that Chase is part of the B team, and they're right now, according to where we are in the stats, they're at 181 points. It's not fully updated yet, but perhaps that'll give you an indication. So they're sitting in top 3 territory. So Chase does need to stay alive here in order to ensure that his teammates can stay in this and go to the finals next week.
Which is very possible. Like, as teams are getting dropped right now, placement points already divvied out, top 13. And he has that shockwave launcher to cut across at any time that he wants. He only has 4 shots in it though, so that's 4 free rotates.
This team here is YKTV. Everyone's just doing letters for their names. I respect it. Who knows what it means though. Few rockets sent out. Altop is going to give himself some layers here to ensure that he doesn't take any damage from the explodes.
Liking the situation though. They do have the zone. They have an okay amount of material. Could be a lot worse than what it is, especially because they just picked up a frag. So they have been semi-active come this big game. Here's a situation that's unfolding right here is Bavor scouting the entire field right now with that nice high ground. So he's got the most information on the lay of the land. You can just see the beautiful shots from the ops team in the back that he's able to see the entire land right now. They have every single player pinned out and located. That can go You can go for miles here, right? Like, just information is so important in Fortnite. This can take them very far. Looks like they're debating though, playing very passively, not even taking shots at the team that was out in the open. It could have been a free potential knock there. I mean, he has stinkers as well. Now they have some neighbors
right next to each other. I think that they don't like how their house is bigger than theirs. You know, did they get the permits for that? You know, I don't think they did.
We're gonna find out who's the one who's gonna have to end up paying rent though.
More mortgage in this instance, right?
This mortgage.
Well, you know, but it's a New York event, so it was rent.
Door?
So it was rent.
True that. Here's Edda, keeping a close eye on them, like I said, just scouting right now. But back to the action, back down into the thick of it. Taken, Tin Jelly finally picking up an elimination. We said how much they weren't really finding anything point-wise. That elim right there, 5 points in its own. Here comes the launch pad. You gotta be super careful when you hit it simultaneously with your teammates like that. Can cause some errors, some hiccups. Lucky for them, it's not gonna happen this time around. Aka's gonna find a little spot right here. Cranking up right now. Okay, secures a little bit of height here. Trades oh my gosh, trades the sniper shot, almost connects, and the double RPG comes into that team. That's just like height grief right there. They're forced all the way down. Look at the elims that are fragging out now because they were forced into other players' territory. Hawk up here by himself though. His team's finally looking to catch up now. They're using these rockets to their benefit to punish any players that are nearby.
Yeah, no one's going to be putting attention over to them because they're dealing with the activity down low. So this is going to give Taken, Jelly, and Aqua so much room to work around with here. They don't have to be concerned about anything, at least for the time being.
There, right there, the one rocket to the threats that had just a little bit of height now being denied. And for them, that means that they have the high ground and they have lead on the first full moving zone. So this is their high ground to keep now. This is another game we're seeing them own height come the mid game, continue to hold it throughout the course here. So zone 6.
They just have to be mindful of any potential mistakes that can come through, but they did lose height. Oh, I take that back though. Aqua's still going to be up top. Player is going to try and go in here for the challenge, but he's going to back away for a moment. There is Aqua's going to go on for this one, and he gets knocked down all the way. Finally, the attention is going to be focused here. Aqua needing to divert his attention to all these different targets, excuse me. Smith is going to go down. Sound like a Boston guy there. I'm so sorry about that, people.
That's a huge knock right there because he gets the refresher from materials. So the RPGs, the 2 RPGs you see coming into full effect here from Jelly and Taken, allowing Aqua to stay alive there because otherwise he was in a 3v1 situation. Aqua goes all the way down to connect the base of the previous branch. Here's Steven though in the storm, just eating up the gas right here. It's not looking too good for him. He's on the run right now. We're hopping back and forth. They're actually fragging out. They're starting to now develop the points that they need. Three elims here is kind of massive, especially considering we're branching into top 10.
Yep. Or we're getting close to it at the very least. It's coming down to the wire now. Heat number 3 could find us a different winner. Wash Aqua was in this position last time, but they tarped out, or at least they tarped out in a way where Aqua unfortunately shot a rocket and destroyed the structure, thus knocking them out of height. Not going to be the case this time around. And look at the congestion of players here, Monster. Just 11 trios remaining, but so many bodies.
It is getting closer and closer. You can see what happens as Marksman gets tagged from behind, and no, he gets tagged from another angle. These are not his builds. They're moving through enemy builds. You can see right through the wall. There's another guy right there. Yes, they have to get out, use the materials that they have instead of trying to play all safe here. It's Marksman who has to lead out the branch now. And remember, he does have those chug splashes as well, but his teammates are at max HP, hesitating to actually pop him right now.
Really glad to find someone. Oh, Luna got right inside of there. Marksman goes down too. That is going to be a heartbreaker here. They finished top 2 in the last game. Seems like this time around they're going to finish it within the top 10. Meanwhile, Jelly, Taken, and Aqua still continue to own height here. They're pre-tarping as well, just so that if anyone or if they start to move, they don't have to worry about the builds coming down. They'll be prepared and one step ahead of everyone else. Taken actually gets sent down. I don't know how that one happened, but we'll have enough builds to be able to get back up top.
Still has RPGs. These are clutch right here, trying to tuck them into the base. The longer you hold those
Nice
RPGs,
shot.
the tighter the circle comes, the better it can be later on in the game. So this is looking really good so far for this trio on top. And they finally might be able to actually close out this dub right here for the final game for Queens.
I mean, it was only a matter of time. They should have did it in that last game. We know this team is talented. If they're able to close this one out here, it will be huge for them. They will most definitely be able to punch their ticket forward into the grand finals. More shots laid out. Aqua has got to be careful, but he creeps around the side. Oh, what a play! Aqua swooped in to the left and ends up taking him out along with the help of his teammates, and they are going to be able to pick up the win in heat number 3. And now we head on over to Joyzy.
We moving on over. Just like that, Queens concludes another beast set of games. Shout out to Aqua and the crew company right there, really closing out. Here's NanoTube on YouTube. Luke Things and Ragers. We're moving on over. It's Heat 1 Jersey. Like we said, it's already underway. We're just getting into the start of it. The zone is just moving now. This is game number 2 here. Things have been cooking up. Give you guys another perspective of Rangers, who's leading out, looking for a piece of the land right now. Little does he know, is that an enemy to his left right there?
Well, couldn't tell there, but either way, these players are going to be making their way out to the safe zone here. Side of the storm, but they'll be fine. They're going to get ticked for a few damage. They'll also have a launch pad if they elect to use it. I don't think it's necessary for them to do so right now unless they get a second one.
Now it's just a battle of the storm here to get away from the storm line. And like I mentioned before, this is going to be, in my opinion, I think what we'll see happen, probably a team just end up dominating. Like I said, Jersey is a very, very popular location for Fortnite. There's actually a lot of pros that came up and out of Jersey. I don't know if you remember
Poach,
the team,
right?
The Team Liquid roster. Yeah, you had Poach, you had 72 Hours, I believe you have Chat up in the Jersey area. Content creators like Avery who play out there. So Jersey's actually a popular hub. I think High Distortion's up in Jersey. So these are all notable people from the early days of Fortnite, but Jersey's on the map for Fortnite for sure.
Yeah, that's where Nick was too, I believe.
Yep. All right, here we go. Nade's coming out here now. Looks like it's gonna be going down here. He's gonna get this high ground here on the farmhouse. I'll look for an angle up on the opponent. Playing it nice and slow though, waiting for the teammates. Here's a bird's eye view in the bottom left, showing how the other squad's reacting to the positioning taken up. Yes, they are just looking to branch out here. Full squad rotates.
Stash is going for quite the play here. By the way, is very ambitious. He's going out wide and he's isolated. His teammate will be coming up behind him here in a little bit, but I do like that he just continues to apply this pressure here. They have that safe zone, so these guys are eventually going to have to start moving into them as they get ticked for some more damage. Forced now to make some moves. And Joseph is defending this as best he possibly can. Taiksu and his teammate are outside on the storm there. That's Crinnel.
There's vibes. Again, angling up with his squad mates here. I think they're all rocking the same fit, so makes it a little easy to follow for this trio here. Ooh, some enemy nades coming in. Look how many players are rotating for the northern portion. My gosh. And honestly, this is the most stacked game we've seen so far for the amount of players in it come this early. We have not seen
67
in the
players.
early game, right? In this early game, already moving into zone 2, and it makes sense to me, honestly, with how long New Jersey has had a presence in Fortnite. Like I said, I know we've been riffing all day and taking jazz, but this is probably the most high skilled ceiling lobby of the bulk, being of just the presence of players that they've had for such a long time. So
NA East has always been a very competitive region. It's that's why it received more spots. There were so many players, right? Received more spots for Fortnite World Cup. Not saying you don't, West isn't any better, but there's a reason why East, just the sheer population and the numbers of individuals, right? And then all the talent that came out of there too,
Yeah. One of the crazy things about those stats and stuff like that is that NA West actually had the most amount of NA presence in the top 10 for the World Cup stats, like when it came down to souls and stuff.
Really?
Like that. So, yeah, so like they might not have as many players, but when it comes down to like the elite bulk of what's available there, they actually have some of the best, like the best. When you put them, cup to cup, apples to apples.
Well, if you recall, I think before they separated NA West and NA East, the servers, because Fortnite made in North Carolina, the servers favored heavily for the East Coast. So oftentimes the East Coast players were the ones that were dominating in the early like tournaments, and then when they isolated West into its own region, which I believe those players are pulling from like Texas and I think California servers now, but back then I think it was just Texas, if I'm correct. I think it was for that reason that when a player plays in suboptimal conditions and then you get an opportunity to play where everyone's an even playing field, you actually, one of two things happens, and I know this is going to seem very John Madden of me, but most times though, the players that play in those suboptimal conditions, like they pop off because it's like they
get the ultimate buff.
Yeah, they get the buff, like they're just, oh man, this is how responsive it should be, right?
Yeah, they've been in the go cool time chamber, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's always a crapshoot though on whatever you're gonna get there, especially with battle royales. You never know what the situation is gonna call for. You never know who's gonna have that big day. And Fortnite World Cup, I mean, that was like the craziest possible day. So I don't know. There's just always little things, always little details that we could take out of the different stats.
That is true. I mean, the meme that came from Fortnite with Booga is that he was marketable, so they gave him all the half in, half out zones. Believe what you will.
Oh man, imagine if that was true. That I mean,
like, hey,
100% it wasn't. I tell you that much.
Good looking kid. He's nice. You know what? Help him win.
Help him out.
No, but you do got to think about it, right? Like, if anyone that could have won the World Cup, like, it's kind of lucky that someone like just like a cool kid won the World Cup.
It's true. I just hear the tinfoil hats being made right now, and the crinkles starting to come through, and it's very true though.
Yeah. Uh-oh, little grenade split here. You know what's gonna happen? They're looking to blow someone up. Let's see what's gonna be the target. It's gonna be the team. Oh, they're already on the move. Little do they know. It's gonna be a waste. The vacant face. Those guys are gone.
All right, you take this. You take that. I take this. Oh, they're gone. Never mind.
Too late. Uh-oh. Someone's coming down right here.
Yeah, Xander. He's gonna get knocked out of height again because he's being held together by the flimsiest of walls there. The entire build is going to be destroyed, and they're all going to be brought down. But Zan somehow, some way, miraculously enough, is still going to be alive and kicking and trying his best to hold this one up. No, they're not. They're
like,
just
listen,
hack
you
through
want to...
this.
Yeah, you want to play building Fortnite? We don't.
Oh, well, Xanath did get taken out finally. That was going to be Taiksu, who locks out the target. I don't know if you recall.
Is he here though?
Do you remember when you would destroy builds, but the items will still stay up there?
Oh yeah, that was unfortunate. I was happy. It's the little things, right, that really make the experience of the game better.
Yeah. Kids these days, they don't get it. Back in my day, there was no slow motion when you got a victory royale.
Well, wait a second. Did you play Fortnite when you can team fire and actually like eliminate your teammate?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was rough, dude.
I played Fortnite literally the day the game came out. The day they came out with that video about their inspiration for making the game, I played it. That's how far back it was. Bought my Skull Trooper skin to support him. Yep. It was just another day. Well, it'll also be another day for those players that were eliminated. But this lobby has slowed down significantly, Monster.
Yep, and that's what I was saying, right? Like, I mentioned that when I first, I recognized it right away that I'm like, hold up, this entire lobby is so stacked. Like, we have 67 players coming into like zone 2 into 3. I mean, granted, like only 10 have been eliminated, and that's partial because there's still 21 teams. I'm pretty sure there was about 21 teams when we last checked in. So now we're moving into zone 4, and that's what's going to matter. The more players that stay alive, the more likely there's to be storm surge, especially after the 30+ player mark towards zone 6, which is very likely. We saw it once today already. It's no surprise that Jersey's going to be the one that's going to have it happen again, though. I'm still trying to get a grip on who are the star players in this lobby, so we're getting a nice wide variety spread of player coverage here, which is nice to see, considering this zone has so many different teams based up all around it. And this is going to happen to end in a very popular location, like we said, just outside of Caddy's Corner and Lazy Lake, two of the power drop spots in the game.
Well, Seam 9966 has the glider gun. Some players tucked by the trees. Tabs G BBGAJ.
This right here is a pro team. This is an actual pro team.
Oh, are they now?
Yeah. Built by Gamers, AJ, Tabs, and Seam here, all of which have been in the competitive scene for a long time. Yeah, these guys are solid right here. You can see they land authority for the grappler now.
Grappler hasn't been that big of a focus for a lot of the other lobbies, but I'm not shocked to see it being highly impactful or just something that players would seek to gain, like top players would seek to gain here in the New Jersey lobby.
Another notable player down below to the right. Seam was just focusing on Shibsy, so you got to keep an eye out on. Here it is. They have prime location though. Yes, ooh, the open fire right there. AOO falls to the firing range. No free launch pads right here.
It was like ow, because it hurt. You see? Well, I'm just on fire today. It could be the 6 hours of sleep I had. I don't know, but
6 hours of sleep, 6 hours of cast. You on it?
Yep. Stream later on today.
Hey,
you already know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to conserve up. I got a casting weekend ahead.
Oh, that's right. You're doing DreamHack, right?
Yeah, man. Grand finals.
It's gonna be awesome.
More Fortnite. All Fortnite.
All the Fortnite you could possibly want.
All the Fortnites.
Yeah, we got a lot going on this weekend in the Fortnite community. This as well as DreamHack. Some matches, I believe, if I'm correct, DreamHack is still going on right now.
Yep. Pretty much an all-day thing. Multiple region coverage. Pretty awesome. Epic enabling a lot of these third parties to don't take place within a space, especially this one. We have access to these spectator tools, really being able to follow the action at the best way possible in real time here. Great little drop right there. Underrated kind of peak, especially considering that that's an impact elimination, guys. We're talking this mid to late game right here. So those big material grabs that you can get right now is huge. Drip going for a super risky rotate right now, though. Completely out in the open. Even looking to turn back and take some fights. No, he should be focused on getting with his squad mates. I don't know where they're at. They're way over here. They're probably thinking, hey, Drip, what are you doing, buddy? Get on with the show here.
Hey, Drip, we would really like to have you here in this trios competition. It'd be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Drip playing the game of his own. He's still tunnel vision here. Taking action.
He's actually doing this right. I actually do think they did that right. Because Drip was playing further out, but his teammates had angle on the left side, so he was able to just put pressure from the right. So that actually wasn't necessarily like the wrong play to make. It was just like maybe other players may have approached it differently, but I think that that was overall, I mean, it worked out for them. Had it not, obviously we'd be like, what are you doing? But it worked out. Told you. You should have listened.
Good stuff right there. You see the harpoon coming into play, man. Such a useful weapon and utility tool to pull in the material, pull in the RPG. The extra mats. Now they're kind of hanging right here. So the zone's gonna pull across. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like it's tracking right back to where they came from. So they're actually super lucky because they created what looked like almost a straight tunnel for the majority of this. They're gonna be able to recycle a little bit here. No, instead they're gonna elevate themselves up. Might cost them a few mats to do this, but at least it gets them on a nice and comfortable layer.
They're gonna have the lead too, so no one should be taking shots at them right now. They can comfortably start to move this. Look at that build up on top though. So much action taking place as these players are just going to be abandoning this high ground once. I think it was Zero that just forced them out there. But we're back now to Drip, Distrep, and Vlick here.
The opener now, trying to get up and over. Looking pretty good for them. Another layer change here. Good reads on the storm zone. Moves up another layer. So this is one of these skills, high tier Fortnite, knowing when and where to move up and down. You got to try your best to avoid player base. Good pressure right now, playing the mid game beautifully right now.
I think this has been really awesome to watch. Everything that they've done has actually been fantastic. Like even from the way that they utilize the ramp there, right? A very common thing to place the launch pad and then use the ramp to jettison you out to the side. But oh man, the rocket came out there and IMFG ends up getting picked by Drip. Well done.
And not to mention, we have Storm Surge actually happening right now for the top 30. So that was the indicator right there. You see the lightning bolts coming down and targeting that team, making it that much easier. Tabs is the one that's going up for height, though. Now AJ, Tabs, and Seam actually body Overtime's reading right there. And it's a battle for height. So now their second height here. AJ holding it down. This is one of our notable pros in the competition right here. There's Fable Top, who's going to get some serious pressure up. I wonder if they're going to focus up for the ultimate right now. They know someone's on their layer, though. Take a look at the focus that they're putting back towards the zone here. And there it is. Finally, they glance up. He has a launch pad. Are they going to go for it?
Off screen, Dips is still doing some work. I think Tyka's was taken out, too.
Oh, no. Seems
some
to
more
too
slays
long.
coming in. Yeah, then and this is well, the floppers are going to be really helpful here. Team's going to get back into the safe zone. Teammates right in front of him. He'll be comfortable and getting right back into a fighting position with the squad members. Disrupt's going to be down low. They're going to have the height over him, though. I don't think they have the ultimate high ground because I'm hearing some footsteps, but it sounds like it's going to be above them. But yep, there is. There is going to be Disrupt up above.
I think they're going to realize soon it's only one player. He's glanced up a few times. He's gathered enough information. The fact that that player's only been bursting. Yes, here it is. Oh, no, the pad gets broken out just in time, but it's okay. He has floppers. He still has a grappler as well. He can totally bounce back into the competition. This is definitely doable. Here's Tabs rolling with Seams now, though.
They're not going to be that far from each other, too. So at the very least, they can get back to one another and work around this here. AJ trying to get to a safe area. There was a shot that just went off, and yeah, AJ doesn't have a choice. He's gonna have to push it for this fight here, but he goes down. Oh, that's gonna be heartbreaking for AJ. And Seam is out too. Now it's just gonna be Tabs, the guy who was split up from the rest of his team. Playing down low.
A little bit of a top 5 here. So the high ground is held by Dad and Derps here. Or Drizip, who's holding it out right now. Definitely doing a good job. And Tab's going to fall there as well, so it's not going to be successful. Here comes the Stinker. So good in the end game when the cluster is high here, Golden. These is it. There's shockwaving players out.
Yeah, and Drizip has the shockwave launcher, but he actually drops down low and takes some damage. Doesn't have anything to heal up with, so he needs to be careful. But they're going to play this one out, and he's going to look to use that shockwave. Doesn't have much of an opportunity, but he gets in there. And there you have it. They lost their teammate, little tech support, a little earlier, but it's Drizip and your new stepdad. They end up getting the win there. Love seeing names like that, but a big win nonetheless for them in heat number 2 for New Jersey. Just one more, and we will determine all 33 of our players are going to be advancing to our grand finals next week.
Well, textbook hold for eliminations, but again, we saw shock wave launcher, high ground, blasting players out. We didn't get to see the full effect of it, of what it can do, right? The way Zexro, Bizzo, and crew held it down, because they picked up close to 20 elims with it. 4 elims though, still securing victory royale is pretty important.
That's right. Well, folks, we're going to go to a break. When we return, we're going to have the conclusion of New Jersey. Who is going to come out of that region? Who's going to join the remainder of our competitors that have qualified from all the different regions throughout New York City, or New York State, excuse me. It's going to be wild stuff. You don't want to miss it. This is the Andbox Battle of the Boroughs. We'll see you on the other side. Welcome back, everyone, to the Andbox Battle of the Boroughs. Golden Boy and Monster D-Phase here. The Boricua boys have been bringing you all the action throughout the day. It's been a long day so far. We started off a little early for my liking. But, you know, hey, you never know what's going to happen in a competition like this. There's so many moving parts, and also a bunch of stubborn New Yorkers and Jersey folk all looking to try and get their spot in the grand finals. And we are one step closer. We are actually the last step, which is going to be New Jersey's last heat monster. And so far, Jersey has been a highly competitive region.
Yeah, definitely the most of any region so far. So if you thought you were gonna get some action at the start of the show because of the notable names, well, you're getting even better action and quality of game towards this Jersey region, man. They're really putting it up right now.
Yeah, they are. We spoke about it at great length, you know, that in competitive Fortnite and just in a lot of games in general, like Jersey, they're always there. They're always present. A lot of top Call of Duty players came from the region, Gears of War players as well, Halo players, and then no surprise, a lot of top Fortnite players are coming out of here as well. So yeah, it's been impressive across the board. We've had some great moments. We're going to be getting into the matchup in a few moments here, but let's take a look, because I believe we have the qualifiers for our Long Island and Brooklyn region. So not surprisingly, Elite, which was Bizzle, Jaith, and Zexro, they dominate at the #1 spot. And then it was Eastside. Now Eastside is actually going to be Bluty and those guys. So that was Bugsby and Bluty and Roat DW. Foxen, Cero, and Valor, they were the team that won game #1, and they managed to hold on to their spot. Good on them. And yeah, a few good placements there. I don't know who Strong Island is, but that
I like the name. I like the name, Strong Island.
Even though it's Long Island, it's fine. It's fine. That's Bry Guy, Glitch, and Masumi Jr. So congratulations to everyone who made it, and we will see you next week in our grand finals.
It's actually just top 10 too, unfortunately. The 11th place team just squeaking their way out. Fatty Acid so close by 1 point, by the way. If you saw that, it was 95-96. So that's a difference maker in a single elim, single placement point. Kind of rough.
Sometimes it really do be like that, and there's not much you can do about it. But best of luck next time, and really, thank you so much to all the people who participated in this. It's great to see regional Fortnite competition taking place, and a big shout out to Andbox for making this happen as well. They've been leading the charge for esports in the New York, New Jersey area for quite some time now. If you're not familiar with them, if you're just watching this because it's a Fortnite tournament, Andbox are the owners of the New York Excelsior, as well as the New York Subliners, the Overwatch and Call of Duty teams. And they've been on the grind representing New York esports with pride. I proudly support them as a lifelong New Yorker. So big thank you to all those guys for making this work here. Now, we're getting ready for New Jersey Heat 3, the final heat. And right now, Jersey's on its head. I have no idea who's going to come out on top here. There's so many great players, Monster, but it's been hard to call.
Yeah, we've seen a mix-up, right? I don't think any two teams have come back-to-back yet. And honestly, the team that was in first from the previous run, was it like Immortalized and his crew? We didn't even see them in the end game of the previous kind of Heat 2 that just wrapped up. So moving into Heat 3, it doesn't seem like anyone's safe, at least not someone or the winning team that we saw from the initial kind of kickoff. So a lot of pressure's up, a lot of scores up to be made here. And again, they saw Storm Surge. Again, this is the second time we saw Storm Surge today. So showing you guys how much of a caliber of quality of game they're having. It's a pretty stacked lobby right now.
So I looked at some of the stats, and as of right now on the leaderboard, the #1 team is going to be Distrep Squad. So that is Distrep. They are Drip as well as Villic and Distrep. So they are the #1 team currently with 117 points. Low IQ, not sure who that is here, but I'll find him in a second. But low IQ, that is Dev as well as Leo and Ved. We haven't really seen anything of those guys at all. And they're sitting in second right now as of the standings that I'm looking at here. So again, we haven't even seen a squad and they're in second place. Clearly, this is it's a whirlwind. We have no idea who can shine in this region.
Yeah, Ved, I think we saw a little bit towards the end there. He got taken out, maybe second place or third place. He was unfortunately on the receiving end of the Elam when we tuned in. That is a notable player within our scene. We might have like slipped our ranks as far as someone to look out for, but he's definitely someone who has been a part of the competitive player system lately. Similar to like Gonzo and those guys who are slowly raising in stock within the competitive scene. These guys that are kind of on the bubble of breakout performances, but they're in the discussion though, as people to look out for, people to respect. And these amateur style kind of open style tournaments, they're serious threats for sure.
Yeah. Then Seam Team 6 is Tabs along with AJ and Seam, and that team is sitting currently at, I want to say, third place. So let me see. Yeah, they're at third place at 104. So no surprise there. It was a team you highlighted and said that they would be big threats to look out for. They're in the top 3. And with this heat, hey, if they're able to win this one out, they'll be going into the qualifications swimmingly, no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, they're very much on their way. Like you said, they were tuning into the Authority. We saw the Grappler early on in their loadout. They didn't have a crazy amount of elims or nothing like that, so it shows that they're putting a little bit of respect onto the lobby and their play style. If they turn up just a little bit and they make another end game, though, I can definitely see them taking first place.
Yeah, I'm looking right now to see, but if I'm correct, Jersey gets 8 spots as it stands. So they'll have 8 spots coming out of this. And I think that, with the way things are shaking up right now, it's very clear that if you're within that, like 4th through 8th area, like you are not safe. You have to play this next game just carefully. You need to be smart about your rotations, where you drop. Look for that as well. Look for anyone maybe that, if they know that they dropped in an area, maybe they go for the fight because they want to try and prevent them and get the better of them. Targets are painted on the backs of the players that are left now to qualify, that are almost on the cusp of qualifying for our grand finals next week, which is $34,000 on the line, right? 34 or 30,000. Either way, a lot of cash, a lot of money.
One thing I did want to break out and kind of speak to is the fact that if you were paying attention to the point threshold, it's like 95 35. To about 100 points. So 95 to about 100 points, your safety bubble, your safety net. You're jumping into this game and you're in the 60s, you're in the 70s, you can very well qualify. But all you need those placements.
Yeah, the points. 5 points for an elimination. That's big. That's big. You get a hot hand early on. You get a few big elims, and you're looking at a big moment for you. So I misspoke. It's $35,000 for the grand finals next week, and first place will walk away with $7,500 between the trio. Decent money for competing in a regional Fortnite tournament. We know that you guys want the game to start in a moment, and we are waiting on Heat 3 to begin. Monster, do you have any predictions? Do you have anyone that you think could pop off here?
Yeah, I think I definitely think Tabs, AJ, and Seam. That squad's they're just deadly. They're notable. They've been in the scene for a while. Bizzle and crew did the same thing, right? Bugsby and crew did the same thing. Like, all these notable pros are the ones that have been coming out. They've been shining. I think Ved's team went under the radar for us, but I can see Ved and his squad kind of stepping up. I'm gonna have to take a little look into who he's rolling with, but as far as people to look out for, Ops Crew should definitely be keeping an eye on those notable ones that are at the top right now for sure, for sure.
I'm going to be paying attention to Fluffy Bunnies, Team Fluffy Bunnies. That's actually Drips, along with Little Tech Support and your new stepdad. Those guys are the ones that won in game 2. But according to this doc that I'm looking at here, they're in 9th place right now.
Wow.
So they're within the bubble. They're within the bubble, and they can easily, now that actually could be not updated, bear in mind, that could be results from just game 1 alone, because those numbers look like game 1 numbers. So with their win, I wouldn't be shocked to see them jumping up. But can they maintain that going into game 3, which pressure's on, you're right there, you're about to qualify, big moment for you and the boys. You know, there's just going to be so much riding on this for them, and you know that they're just going to want to perform at the highest level when the time and the moment calls for it, you know?
Yeah, no, it's possible, but again, pressure. We've seen other teams do more with less. We've seen teams do less and more. So we'll see. It's a matter of positioning. It's a matter of timing and whether or not they can really buckle down and make it happen here. With all that, though, yes, we saw them take a victory. They did not do it in dominant fashion. It was only 4 eliminations. They had the Shockwave launcher. If you compare that apples to apples with the way Zexro, Jade, Bizu are holding high ground and picking up just a ridiculous amount of frags and really bullying the lobby, it doesn't even compare. So I think they're going to have to step it up a little bit. It could have been that first game. They just lost out on Caddy's Corner. Game 2, they actually came across the loot. So this third one, it could be a huge toss-up. It's going to be a mix-up in the air.
Yeah, I forgot about the 4 elims. As a matter of fact, then those stats actually might be updated, and that could very well be their number. So if they got 0 out of that last game, that would be really rough. But here we go now, guys. It's Heat 3 for New Jersey, the last heat remaining. Who will come out on top? Who will walk away, or I should say walk into the grand finals next week?
One step closer now to grand finals here. As we said before, we've already crowned the few to step into the grand final circle for Battle of the Boroughs next week, Friday here. Will you be joining us for that one on the cast as well, Golden Boy?
No, unfortunately, I'll be doing a Valorant tournament because it pains me, but you know, I think Ball is going to be here covering it, so you're just gonna have to get him up to date on New York references.
Oh, that's gonna be a rough one.
That's all. Yeah, he's not gonna get any of them.
Don't worry, he's gonna bring his Boston references. Close enough.
Right? Oh, see, no, we don't want that at all. We don't want that at all. There's one thing we can just all agree on. It's just no one wants those Boston references.
He's got the mass references, you know.
The mass, yeah. He's just outside of Boston. He's mass, you know. But even then, ugh. All right, well, over here to Caddies, and all of these henchmen are just being wiped away here.
This is huge, though. Either way, allows them to kind of set up. The fact that they don't have anyone contesting them right now means that Caddy. Oh no, they did have someone
Alpha was down.
Them. Yeah. So they actually do have there it is. This drops Lele. A bit of a problem right there. Yes. Okay. So he finally gets away from that. Don't want to be standing on top of that reboot van. My gosh, from 112 from behind the head, not paying attention. Lele 87 is going to fall down there. It's going to be some free material for the crew as well. Probably the most important thing that you gain from this. Not even the shields. He didn't need it. It's those extra mass that he gets to really protect himself and push up on the opponent drops, who I think backed off. Yes, look at the map. It's already out and about. He's gone.
Yeah, he's not going to be interacting with this at all. But they will bring back Alpha.
A little fake right there. To make sure it's all good. All right, no one took it, so it's going to go back to get that reboot. Here's AJ, Tabs, and Seam. No elims on the crew right here. No players in the vicinity other than some henchmen. So they do have the authority uncontested. They also have that super high likelihood of pulling zone here because they're right in the center. I think it's impossible to actually miss out on zone. So You're gonna have
Is it?
zone.
It doesn't swing wide anymore on the zone.
I feel like it's, I don't know, it feels kind of
Pretty
impossible.
consistent.
Yeah, the zone is so huge now because they also, you know, they made the map bigger, so like the zone was changed a little bit. The way how long it takes to close was changed. It's almost impossible. Could be wrong though.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, what isn't going to be impossible here is how this team is going to get out of this one. They don't have the high ground. Isaacs is going to be tagged up, 99 HP here. Now more pressure going to be applied down over to 66, just a little over half. Needs to try and punish his player as he does manage to tag him, and it's a Starving Grizzly who goes down. We'll get the Siphon credit for that one, but Zik is out of here. Look out for this player here. It's his Redix from, if I'm assuming, Oxygen.
Yeah, this is another
Oxygen Supremacy or just Oxygen?
I think it's the esports team that was acquired by the Helix esports team or something like that. So Oxygen boys, that's where Bugsy's also a representative of them as well. Like, yo, he's gonna take the fall. There's not looking good. And these guys are like pros or semi-pros, however you want to look at them as, but they're competent Fortnite players. So for that to now happen, so unfortunately, there's no way Isaac's gonna be able to survive this.
Heartbreaker there. So I just looked it up. It is just Oxygen Esports. There's like 2 Oxygen teams, like Oxygen Supremacy and then Oxygen. Too many teams.
So many teams in this space.
Guys, I'm starting an esports organization.
Did you see the latest one that just popped up? The
Oh, Xset?
Yeah,
yeah, Xset. That's pretty cool.
that's kind of cool though. They look like look pretty promising.
Yeah, they got some big players on there. I mean, they got Barton in there. They got Av and
Yeah,
I think Wifo as well. Pretty sick. My boy Davier is a part of that too.
yo, that's what I said. I was like, all right, you guys are doing your research if you signed Dabier, because that guy's like a hidden energy gem, dude.
Oh yeah, he's a homie.
Pretty cool. Oof, these guys are actually getting pushed out. Notice they're moving backwards here from Pleasant Park away from the zone, afraid to take on the squad that's in front of them. These guys are chasing right now, marching their way forwards. Wonder when enough's going to be enough. Here's a fight over by the Steamy Stacks right now. It's Rangers, Nano, and Luke battling up Galaxy and Fluke. It look like they've already lost the teammate here, so not looking good for them right now. 3v2
Yeah, they're
situation.
split up. Nano's looking for the angle. He's waiting for the calm shot, but doesn't end up hitting it. That player is out in the water by himself. Another shot sent out. And I respect the aim here. Just looking to get the swing on the shot. This player now trying to just swim his way back to his teammate so that they can get back into a position to fight. But I just saw that that guy was down, Galaxy. And the credit came through.
There goes the launch
Using
pad.
the launch pad, yeah, to just get out.
Luke needs to bounce back here. He took a lot of damage in that fight right there, but it was well worth it. 2 elims already for the squad right here. Spoke about that 95-96 for the previous region, how close it was on the competition front. So every single point matters, every engagement at this point, especially coming in this late into the Heat 3 of New Jersey. All of these players, New Jersey residents. You know, and I didn't even really get to talk about this today, but I think it's really cool that this whole regional thing, you know, you can make friends, right, with players that are playing out here, and this really allows the entire scene to grow. Just the community itself, you know.
Yeah, because oftentimes, right, you're like, hey, does anyone live in this area? I'm looking for teammates. That's how it was back in the day, man. When I used to compete in Call of Duty and Halo, that's exactly how it was. We used to go on the forums. We used to look for teammates. We would ask if you lived in this area or if you were willing to come out. Yeah, man, it's great, dude. Like, all this stuff is just makes it that much better, right? Giving players an opportunity to be able to compete alongside other players within their area. Now, this team seems to be in shambles here, unfortunately.
This is a squad I thought we was gonna have to look out for. Shivzy and Polar. I feel like like I said, like I know of these players, but I'm not sure if it's the right Shibzi or if this is a different one. I did realize earlier today I called out one of the players I thought was the pros. He was using the pros name, but no, that gameplay did not match up to the name. So there's always that chance it could just be a different
Cloud
person.
chasing.
Just be a
Everybody
different
had a
person.
Clicks. If your name is Clicks, if you're calling yourself Clicks,
Yeah, what
and you're playing
what
in a
if you were
tournament.
calling yourself Clicks before the other Clicks blew up?
Ah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if it's like genuine? Like, how
That's
many
fair, that's fair.
ninjas are probably out there? Like that Ghost Ninja guy on YouTube. He blew up when
Yeah.
the real ninja blew up because he was already ninja. Like, that's
true.
Just worked out. Like,
That's true.
is he supposed to stop being Ghost Ninja? No, it's just
Yeah,
who he was.
Yeah. No, you know what, man? You're right. I respect it.
There could be another no-name golden boy out there, and he hates
Nah,
you
man.
for all
Ain't no one trying
you
to take this name. Oh,
Uh-oh.
man. Did you see that? IMFG was on height. He was putting down cover fire, and then Tough built up behind him. He wasn't even aware of what was going on. Tunnel vision on his opponent. Thought that he could try and get this elimination. It ended up not happening. And now Vukro alongside his teammate, they're just looking to hold this one down.
That's right. So it's Sweats and Vuk here who are putting the pressure down on Plasma. Plasma underneath what's this? Grenades now? Yeah, there's no way he's gonna be able to hide from that. Walks into the stinkers and pads on out, trying to stay alive, playing for himself at this point. Vuk does not need the materials from that, but his boy sure does. It's all right. This med kit here is gonna be clutch to bouncing back in the game right now. They're not gonna chase. They're just gonna count this a small win, little 2-point pickup right here, or 10-point pickup, honestly, for the 2 elims. It's gonna mark the material up top. You gotta be careful. Oh, no. I thought the shark was gonna eat the launch pad. Yeah, they're like, all right, let's use it before it's gone. Let's get out of here.
That's so funny, man.
Crazy. Here it is.
They're sharks, man. They crack me up. Only in Fortnite could something like that happen.
All right, though. Here's a look back in with the crew there. You can see they're rotating out and about. Here's another look at the other side of the map, though. We're going back over to the farms just outside of Frenzy Farm here. Rangers. Luke, they made endgame last game as well. Here's the Glizzy Goblin. Soft right here. Kind of vibing out. Rolling with Crinol and Tykes. Little ground rotate for the next zone.
Last heat in the Battle of the Boroughs. Last heat for New Jersey. We already know who's going to be moving on from the super region, Manhattan, Bronx, Staten Island, and upstate New York, as well as who's moving on from Brooklyn and Long Island. Still waiting for the final tabulation for Queens to come in. We'll share that with you as soon as we get it. Or you can also check out the official Andbox Twitter account, which is Andbox_official on Twitter. If you want to get up to date, there's also a panel down below here on stream that you can check out if need be. And oh my goodness, did they just take someone out from distance like that?
He got bodied so hard the ops team lost him for a second there. That's it. That boy gone.
He went over to Pennsylvania. That's how hard he got shot.
He got pushed out. One thing to note, though, like you said, yeah, if you guys want to check out the leaderboard of the active standings players that moved on that panel section, there's a tournament board right there. You see the names, and if you click on the name of the team, it'll drop out a full extension that'll give you all the players, their team names. It's pretty cool. Here's the team that won that last game right here. Okay. I'm very interested to see if they have the shockwave launcher, if they just so happen to find it, come across it after a frag. Yep, they do not have it. So that last game with the shockwave launcher was because they came across it at some point. And that also explains why they didn't have a ridiculous amount of elims or anything like that. This is the final game for New Jersey here. 3 happening right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where these guys are currently in the standings, but pretty hard to tell as we're getting more stats in here. So there's OXG Starving. This is a duo currently. You look, 53 points right now is what they have. They'll need to put together a big performance here in order for them to move on. Then it's the Team 6 that you're looking at. 104 points for this team as it stands. Oh my. AJ gets sniped from Cola from downtown and will have to get protection here.
That was actually ridiculous. He was in a full running motion, gets headshot sniped from max HP. Just his luck here. In comes the grenades. Oh no, he's gonna have to stick it. And yes, he is. He's gonna alpha stick it all the way through. He's gonna keep it now. In comes the stinkers as well. Nice usage of the splash to keep his team alive, but it's not gonna be enough. Tabs gets beamed in the process there and taken out.
Oh, this is a heartbreaker. Oh no, oh, no. That is rough. AJ's still in the game. He's still alive. They have not gone to clean him up yet, but that is just a difficult situation. And Cola, what a shot. It just goes to show you at the blink of an eye, everything can change.
I mean, this puts into question, how safe are they to actually qualify right now? Losing 2 members and just, you know, barely being in that 100 plus point threshold. We do know that this lobby caliber is, you know, a lot higher, and the cutoff threshold for the previous was about 96. So it could be different for the Jersey lobby.
Well, for Queens, it was 111 was the last.
That's what I'm saying. Like this could be really, really close now for BBG's AJ, Seaman Tabs right now. It's up to him to clutch up. There he is. Oh my gosh, no HP. All he had was shields to survive. He cannot afford to sit in the zone, and there he's taken out by Oxygen's Redux. Let's hope it was enough. We'll find out later. They're going to be in the nail bite situation. 7 elims for this squad right here.
Yeah, whatever they were able to get, which not a lot there. I think they got like 1 or 2 elims. I think that was about it. Was all that they benefited from that. So if they were able to get some elims, that'll be a plus. But they were not able to get any kind of placement points there. So Team 6 is out of it. Now those we get prepared for the half in, half out circle at Storm Phase 5. But these players now are waiting this out because we have plenty of time left to play here in Storm Phase 4.
Right, 50 seconds remaining right now. Blizz is just coming outside of the zone here. His team had about 7 elims as well. They managed to pick up another one just on the exit, coming out the zone there. I think he walked right up on that team, by the way, that was on the base, and just headshot him. They left the back wall open. They didn't expect someone else to be in the zone.
And there's Cola, the bane of the existence for AJ.
Which he no longer even has the sniper now. He already picked up some different loot. Yeah, it was just popped him and dropped him, dude. Like, kept it going.
Definitely respect that.
There's a really, really, really good rotate right now. Not only do they have all the brush kind of blocking their lines of sight, there's enemy builds that are recycle. They're also going to the dead side of the zone. This is one of those super awkward zones that's playing majority water. Like, look at the land mass right there. There's not much of it. This is going to really, really be awkward.
I wanted to mention something that I just found out. Cola and those guys, that's Team Jersey, right? They were in 4th place. In 3rd place was Team 6. So by doing that, they effectively removed the competition that were sitting above them. And now they're one step closer. Little tech support's down. Oh no, someone call his big brother. It ain't gonna go well for him here. Where's his new stepdad? He's nowhere to be found. His stepdad left him. All the humanity. You hate to see him abandoned. Poor little tech support. Redexo is going to be taking a ton of shots too. And look at where this circle is, Monster. I mean, this thing is insane. It's right out in the water. There is no terrain to fight for, and that's where everyone's going to be. The team that ended up winning in the last game is out of here. Starving Grizzly is going to be the one that gets the profit out of that one. And this is OXG Starving, who have teamed up here.
So lucky the zone's gonna go north here, and at least a little piece of the land is there still. You have to wonder if this thing went straight out into the ocean, what would that even look like? Because this is an awkward zone if I've ever seen one. Now everyone is forced to stack and topple up on top of one another. But this team right here, Glizzy Joe and Redux, are going crazy in the lobby right now. That perspective of them just mowing down the little tech support was insane. But here's Glizzy gets beaten by multiple shots. My gosh, lucky none of those were a headshot. They were all bodies. If not, he'd be out of this lobby right here. Stinker's coming in though. They are trying to track him down. Here's Joe trying to catch up to Glizzy. I don't think they have any whites, but at least he does have some extra shielding for his teammates. Oh yes, they do.
They got
floppers to bounce back here.
So they're back in it, but it was looking a little dicey there for a moment. I mean, this whole movement, it's rough. I feel for all of these players because there's nowhere for you to move around, right? Like there is no territory. At the very least, I think it's going to swing back inland, but that still is just so many players have just had the unfortunate reality of having to deal with this tight space that they can't quite seem to fight out of.
Yeah, that's why there's still so many players alive, right? They're just stacked on top of one another. This is actually insane. The fact that they're spamming these guys wall down. They're just sitting there losing material, bleeding material. I mean, you have 800 ammunition. You might as well use it, I guess. There's no reason not to. Look, they're just forcing this guy into such a bad position. What can his teammates do? They're not even stepping out to try and help. They're just sitting there taking it.
What can they do?
Here's the fake clicks going up for height.
Maybe he's the real one. And
what if he is? What if he is?
You know, what if he was there first? All right, he gets back to his teammates. Clicks was a bit of a precarious position there. Top 12 now. As we're getting here to the final moments of Heat 3.
There's pressure coming in right now. That guard let down though. He's gonna get him tagged a few times. That floor is also weak. I'm trying to set up the crash pad right here, and the crash pad is gonna break out some builds. It's gonna work. They're gonna pull it off. They're gonna be able to get to the zone. Remember, that's just a mat saber for them right here. Walks right into the box though.
Yeah, he's trying to get control of this box, and if he can, that'll be another elimination, and will give them their fourth. You want to start picking up some elims right now as this continues to dwindle down the numbers, right? You're going to lose out on those 5 points for every elimination that you manage to snag. Tiburon, he's going to have to help his teammate out. Big Up Dog is in a world of hurt. Will be able to stay alive, though, and we'll get back into this one. But they are going to be in an uphill battle now, making their way through this. Look at the builds. Look at all this that they're going to have to just try and get through.
No.
Oh, no, the crash pad sent Tiburon out. Oh, man. That is rough goings there. Unfortunately, Tiburon is going to be going with the fishes. Hey, at least he lived up to his name in the end.
He's out. The bad crab pad hits him the wrong way right there. Now it's up to Updog by himself here. I wonder if he does have a launch pad. Probably would have used it already, but someone on his tail end now as well. No HP left. Just a matter of cranking here. Remember, with every second that he stays alive, the likelihood of him gaining points is there. But no, Ved's gonna find him. So Ved in the end game again is gonna guarantee that they're definitely making it through. And this time around, they're popping off here. 8 eliminations and a follow-up. Make it 9. Bye-bye Drip. To the lobby he goes.
Yeah, they have been dominating this lobby. You got Dean along with Dev. Ved pushes forward here, and this is just all working out for them now. You have 4 trios remaining, and Ved is just in this box. He's having his way with them.
Gosh.
Oh man, but the elims didn't come in quick enough, so he wasn't able to get the siphon, and he just got chunked down so quickly. But it is Dean up on the high ground, looking to just close this one out. 1 player remaining. It's Taiksu. We've seen him time and time again in our feed. Is this going to be enough though to bring his teammates? And he's having a good time at the very least.
Dude, the shockwaves are coming out. I think he knows what time it is. You can see Dean right here looking to put his last one down. All he has to do is hit one more. No, he's gonna miss it himself out of the zone. Wait a second, this could spell disaster. He's kind of failing right here, but he wants the flashy clip. He wants to send this guy rolling, and there he is. He's gonna give him free height, I think. Oh no, wait a second. Yeah, there it is.
No. He didn't, outside the zone.
It's over.
I was like, did you just give him free height? Okay, well, there you go. Congratulations to that squad for coming up clutch, picking up the win. But that is it. That is going to be the end of Heat 3 for New Jersey. And we're now going to wait for the results to come in, Monster. But it looks like we're going to get a real competitive grand final coming up next week right here on the Twitch Andbox channel.
Yeah, every team that made it to the end, like, let's keep it real, they were really good. I mean, even Jersey Golden Boy, they pulled up, they showed it off. You see Ved up there popping off. He had 10 Elans by himself.
Man, Jersey was great. They played really well, and a huge shout out to them. So here we go. Manhattan Upstate, Staten Island, the Bronx. The teams that are going there: God Team, Staten Islanders, Chop Cheese, Stable Discord, Free Cash, Abassi Nation, Swift, The Authority. They will be moving on and representing the Super Region. 4 different smaller regions put together to make this one big region. Then moving on to our Brooklyn and Long Island region. I believe there it is. So Long Island, Brooklyn. I think it should be Brooklyn and Long Island, but it's okay. We'll have that conversation later. It's going to be Bizzle, Eastside, Foxton, Huli, Cook, Strong Island, Big LI, Dominican on top. Caddy is not it. At least he's made his point. At least they made their point. And Chuddles Man, they're going to be advancing to the finals. We are still waiting for the results of Queens. And just so you guys know, like, it's up to the players to like send in their stats and stuff. So some players are not very good at that, you know? So word of advice to our younger Fortnite players out there, things like that will really help you out in the working world, you know? Unless you're just trying to become the next Fortnite god, then in which case, don't worry about it.
I was gonna say, more importantly, just read the rules. You signed up, know your responsibilities, you know, hold yourself accountable, all right? But yeah, is that how we're doing it, right? We're waiting for the players to finish up, get their screenshots, make sure they grab their show match stats so we can ensure that they're as accurate as possible.
I mean, who knows how long this could possibly take. So I would imagine that if you want to find out if your favorite team representing your region have qualified for the grand finals, we will find out more than likely on the Andbox social media account. So you can check Andbox out on Twitter, Andbox_official, to get up to date on what's going on with all things New York esports. You can also check the panel down low. There is a link there to the Andbox Twitter account where you can go ahead and give them some love. Also, you can check out the leaderboards for yourself as they are currently, because we actually have them on the website as well. So Monster, it's been a blast today, man. Crazy matches across the board. What are your thoughts so far on the East Coast competition, our hometown?
Absolutely love this, like straight up and down what they're doing with this whole regional tournaments and stuff. Like, it goes well and beyond just today's event. It's changing the industry as a whole. It's changing the Fortnite community as a whole, if you really think about it, helping to connect pro players or just like people that are interested in competitive in general from the same neighborhoods together. Like, that's crazy, man. Finding friends with your interests, especially in today's day and age. I think this is a really cool and special way to attack the floor space that is the growing, like, you know, esports scene and the gaming scene in general.
Yeah. You know, I profess my love for New York esports and what it, you know, what it means to me personally as a lifelong New Yorker, for you as well, Monster. This is really only just the beginning. This is really the beginning of what we could possibly see with regional Fortnite. So just an FYI, I was asking production there what we're waiting. We're gonna wait to see if we can get at least the results for the qualifiers for Queens in. I'm sure we're still going to be awaiting the results for New Jersey as that comes in. So we'll just be waiting here for a little bit longer. This is obviously, it's a lot of manual tabulation that you have to gather the information from the players to then get the intel, and then you can, pass that on to production and so on and so forth. But a big shout out to our observers, production, Epic, for letting us be able to do something like this. So cool for the East Coast, for New York and New Jersey. Some awesome matchups. And I'm glad to see pros participating in this as well. Makes me pretty happy, and I'm now interested to see if they're able to win at the grand finals.
Yeah, I think the likelihood is there, but it won't come easy. These players that have made it this far, they're going to be a clear cut above the rest. You got to think how much is running on the line. Today might have been a little bit of W key in some of the lobbies, but for the most part, they weren't even filled lobbies. Like, they were just there, so just enough space for everyone to really get their footing in. This next lobby is going to be filled to the brim. There's going to be so much more players, so much more POIs getting contested. I think the pace of game is going to be a lot different because think about it. Tournaments like this change lives for players stepping in. Like, Bizu may not need the first place cash prize, but some of these other competitors, this is going to be life-changing money that they can invest into PCs, equipment, and just really, taking care of themselves at home and stuff like that. So I think, I think players are going to take it really seriously next week, and the game quality is going to be so good.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And you mentioned next weekend, so I believe we have the schedule up, and we'll show you how next weekend is going to play out, because you can expect to see the action start at 12 p.m. And unlike what we saw here today, where it was just 3 games, the pressure was on for these players to perform in just 3 games. You have now 8 games to go through here in order for you to win this money. So a lot of chances for players. And now here are the Queens qualifiers. You got QGTMB, the Asian Persuasion, Defend, Explicit, Nova, Zero Ping, QGTMA. So congrats to the QGTM guys for making it. They are going to be qualifying, and only the top 7 qualified. So Bruh is definitely in a Bruh moment. They were just short of being able to make it to the grand finals. But those are going to be your Queens teams, man. I'm excited. Good teams.
Here's what I want to say, Golden Boy. Take a look at how many points they needed. 126 points to break into top 7. And then Bruh right there, 111 points. So he was well off the mark by a few elims, but this makes me wonder whether or not AJ, Tabs, and Seam, who got taken out in that last game, had enough points. We knew they were around that 114 range, but if they didn't get placement or pick up any elims in that last game, they might not qualify, which to me is a big shocker. I was gonna ask you to check the roster. What is their team name? We need their team name, because that's the team I'm probably looking out for most when we move into the New Jersey. The Tabs, AJ, and Seams. What is their team name for New Jersey? Because in Heat 3, that last game they got taken out, and they had 114 points. So
Seam Team 6, yeah.
Team 6, yeah. Those guys. Oh man, if Queens had 126 points, I don't know if they had enough for New Jersey. And I mean,
That's
Jersey
true.
has 8 spots, right?
Yeah, Jersey does have 8 spots, and you're not wrong, man. That definitely is going to be a factor. The competition was insane. I mean, Asian Persuasion was just 2 points away from taking first place. That entire top 3 was absurdly competitive. So for the top 3, let's go ahead and give them some love. For QGTMA, it's Linear's Alpha along with Wavy Allen and Wavy Pinger, followed by the Asian Persuasion, which was Tiny Jelly, Taken, and Wash Aqua. And then Defend, which is your 3rd place team, was I Get Nostalgia, Evasion, and it says here Dark Knight, but I'm pretty sure that was Immortality was the player that was playing for them. So congratulations to those guys. And I think for everyone else, right? They're just going to be taking away a lot of experience out of this. But I'm really hurting though for the chopped cheese Chargers. I really am. It breaks my heart.
one of the few that came up with like a seriously creative like New York name. You know, it makes sense. I mean, also, well, for Jersey, or no, this is the Queens division, but I was gonna say the zero ping makes sense too, man. These East Coasters, they got some good connection going on here, but the difference, right? A placement for first and second place, that's ridiculous. And then the difference for defend was just a couple elims. They were 3 elims off of first place as well. So competition at the top was crazy. Not to mention, there's money for these qualifiers, which we didn't even talk about. They're all winners too, top 4.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna get, I believe it's like $3,500 or $3,400 that they will walk away with. So some decent cash for a day of Fortnite. You mentioned the range. One thing I will say is that it has been rather consistent across the board, with the only notable exception, but that's because of the sheer amount of spots that they had up for grabs, was Brooklyn, Long Island. For the super region, the 4 boroughs, the Authority were the ones that squeaked by at 115 points, right? That's top 8. Then top 8 for Long Island, Brooklyn, 119 points. But remember, they had 2 more spots. So Caddy is not it, and Chuddles, they got through with 96 and 103 points. Then in Queens, you just saw there that the threshold was 126 points. And Queens was a very competitive region. So you're right. We're actually waiting on New Jersey right now. And once New Jersey comes in, I think we may actually be there sooner rather than later, because in fact, I believe I'm even seeing it being populated here. So I know the results, and oh my God, but
I haven't looked.
Okay.
I haven't looked.
All right, I'm gonna read them off. I was told I was given the okay to read them off. So
all right.
Congratulations. At first place is Low IQ. They will be moving on, 358 points, absolute slayers.
Wow.
Followed by Free Bread at second place with 184. The split between first and second was so massive, 358 points to 184. And I'm just trying to see who that is right now. Low IQ. That's Oreo, Middle, and no, sorry, that's Dev, Ved, and Leo.
Yeah.
So just the top players. Then Team Wellesley, Jersey, Distrep, Snookies, lol, 1738, FRZ, but Team 6 were 3 points from qualifying. Oh, dude, that sucks.
We knew it was gonna be close, but a placement away from quals. My gosh. And
that's nuts.
And I did call that. I had a feeling whoever in Jersey was gonna take it, they were gonna take it by a mile, and it turned out to be true.
Yeah, you were right. You made the call. You said it. Your analysis of professional Fortnite obviously is second to none, given how much you cover it and how much you do for the community. So that's crazy. My heart breaks for seeing Team 6, man. That is 3 points separating them, and it all started with the snipe from Cola from Jersey. That was the team in 4th place that was just looking to get ahead, and it just so happened to hit AJ, and they just so happened to fall apart from there. And boy, oh boy, what a conclusion that was. But Monster, we got our teams. We know who's going to be moving forward. Do you have any bold predictions as to who could potentially walk away with the $7,500 next week and the king of New York and New Jersey?
I think it's going to come up a toss-up between Baby Gonzo's squad and Bizzle squad. That's really going to be the name of the story, I think, next week. And it's going to be real. The battle for Caddy's Corner is going to be real.
Yeah. Oh, man. Caddy's Corner is going to be popping next week. You 100% believe that. But thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you for tuning in today. This has been an incredible day of New York, New Jersey Fortnite action. But we now know the 33 teams are going to be moving on to the grand finals on the 24th. Make sure you join us to find out who is going to become the winner of the Battle of the Boroughs. We'll see you next week.